F.K. Twigs's Magdalene is an intimate exploration of pain, power, and tenderness. Released in November 2019 after being recorded over a 3-year period, UK artist F.K. Twigs's second LP was received to wide critical acclaim. An album written after the removal of multiple tumors within Twigs's uterus, which had pained her for a year and a half, and a public breakup tinged by racist societal and media scrutiny. Magdalene centers around trauma, healing, sexuality, and solitude. From smothering depression to newfound hope to cycles of insecurity, Magdalene chronicles healing from heartbreak while also exploring Twigs's body as a site of trauma and pain. Magdalene is monolithic in its breadth. It bounces between styles, sounds, and places, a disparate exploration of a body searching for meaning and purpose in the aftermath of trauma and pain. This search for meaning often centers around Twigs's identifications. She embodies multiple characters, histories, and hopes within her album, bouncing between different worlds and orientations. What begins as a looping of her own voice, reminiscent of a Gregorian chant, turns into an innocent child struggling to find their way home. Then a spinning sword fighter, an embodiment of Mary Magdalene, an alien fallen to earth. Interestingly, this embodiment reveals disparity, the disparate experiences of a Black woman existing as Mary Magdalene, a soft and feminine sword fighter, a Gregorian chant sung by a former sex worker. We realize then that Twigs navigates many identities predicated on the exclusion of people like her. She sings, "I never seen a hero like me in a sci-fi." And in that moment, so many feel her. Twigs's embodiment is in many ways disidentification, a term created by queer of color theorists to explain what marginalized subjects do when they neither identify with nor reject hegemonic cultural symbols, narratives, and identities. Disidentification presents a third option, the embodiment of and working on hegemonic culture to reveal its exclusionary nature and empower the marginalized subject, always with the goal of liberation and mass systemic change. But Magdalene does not overtly challenge or aggress. While Twigs describes her work prior to Magdalene as stemming from ferocity, she states that Magdalene stems instead from stillness. Magdalene is rooted in the solitude of Twigs's own body and the certainty of her own knowledge. Interestingly, this stillness is connected to Twigs's wounded body, which she explains forced her into a period of deep solitude and self-reliance. Thus, Twigs's disidentification and cultural contestation within Magdalene occur not despite, but because of her wounded body. Quite literally, it is her stomach and uterus, filled with multiple tumors, that Twigs describes as guiding her intuitively through her process of healing and creation. When I listen to Magdalene, I hear then a reframing of the wounded body. Twigs reveals to us the expansive exploration which occurs as one heals quietly. She reframes the position of the wounded body from one of pain or helplessness to one of creation, contestation, and resistance. In doing so, she compels us to lean into the softness and pain of our own bodies and reject the imperative to fight oppressive power with the abled, the aggressive, and the masculine.
Didn't I do it for you? Why don't I do it for you? Why won't you do it for me? When all I do is for you. They wanna see us.
Despite the layers of pain throughout her work, Twig says that for her, Magdalene is not as sad and tragic as others see it.
You seem happy and well.
I am, yeah. I feel like I can just be more open now in a different way. Not that I wasn't before, but it feels now like I can treat my music making like an old friend rather than like
something to have to really wrestle to the ground all the time.
Yeah,
It was always a fight and always a struggle, and now it seems like there's some ease.
Ultimately, Magdalene is a meditation on the individual. But by sharing her work with us, Twigs showcases a journey which navigates, sees, and alters in both her world and our own.